All right, what's good? I get a lot of questions about my settings, and in this video, I got you with the #1 best controller settings of season 18. So sit back and enjoy. Don't say a word so you don't miss any part. All right. All right, first setting we have interact prompt style with the option compact and default. Default just gives you a description of your weapon that you are about to pick up, but with this turned off, it does not give you a description. You see how I'm currently hovering over the R9 and it does not have a single description? All right, next we have button hits. I currently have this off, but if you are a new player and you do not know what button to hit for your abilities at the bottom, I recommend turning this on. Once you're more experienced, you can turn it off. Next, we have crosshair damage feedback. I play on X with shield icon. What this does is when you see your ADS dot in the middle, you're going to see an X around the dot, and you're also going to see a shield icon below when you hit your target. I play this on, but you could play it off if you want less clutter. Next, we have damage numbers. If you turn this off, you're a bot and you will never help your team. So I play this on stacking so I can see how much numbers that I hit them for. You see that? I see the numbers on the top right after I hit them. That's why you have this on. If you have it off, you're a bot. Next, we have ping opacity, and I play on faded instead of default because if you play on default, the pings are going to be brighter and you do not want anything bright that you do not need seen. Next, we have obrituraries. When you have this on, you're going to see your amount of kills in the top right. If you have this off, you're not going to see your amount of kills. So I recommend having this on if you want to know how many kills you have. Now we have minimap rotation. I have this off instead of on because you do not want your minimap moving and not being consistent every time you move. My minimap would be in the top left right now and it would be moving depending on what direction I'm looking. You do not want this on, trust me. Weapon auto recycle on empty. I have this off usually because when you have it on, if you don't have bullets in your gun, it's going to automatically switch and this could sell you a game. Auto sprint is always on. I don't know anyone that has this off because it's way better for movement. You're instantly running every time you move your left stick forward. Double tap sprint, always have this off. I never had it on unless you're one of the people that are playing with one hand. Wait, buddy, why are you playing with one hand? Jetpack control, I have this on hold. This only applies to Valkyrie from what I understand. And I don't know anyone who uses toggle. And who plays Valkyrie anyway, so. Incoming damage feedback, I have this on 2D/3D, both because when you're taking damage, it's going to give you a little icon or arrow where the person is, and I want it to be precise, so that's why I play on 3D. Taking damage closes death boxes or crafting menu. Always have this off because if you're in a gunfight and you're trying to shield swap, you never want the death box to close automatically. Like, for example, if I'm taking damage right now, the death box will just instantly close before I can get this armor slot right here. Pop up, all this does is when you pick up a pop-up item like right here, it's going to give you a description in the bottom right saying what it does. This does not matter if you have it on. Streamer mode, I have this off just so I can know who's being killed mid-game. Anonymous mode, I have this disabled so people can know my name when I kill them. Because I'm better. Now we have reticle and laser sight. My reticle is red and my laser sight is white. Some people think this really affects gameplay. I noticed sometimes I can probably see my target through a white reticle sight, but I like red better, so I play on that. Colorblind mode, I recommend Tritanopia because I find this to make my game looking very smooth and very vibrant. Okay, now my button layout, I noticed that it's easier to super jump and do other movement text with this button layout. It says I have a Xbox button layout, but I also use a PlayStation 5 controller. What I do is I jump with L1, I crouch with R3 and use my tactical ability with X, and my melee is circle. So I recommend this for everyone to make your movement very easier. Interact/reload button, I have this on tap to use and reload. This makes your super jumps and when you open and close doors way easier. Crouch button is always on hold instead of toggle, so if I want to spam crouch when I'm fighting against someone or if I'm playing cover, I can spam crouch easily with playing on hold. Survival slot button, I have this on instead of off because if I want to put down a heat shield or evac tower quickly, I can quickly press my left D-pad. Trigger dead zones, I have this on none. You're weird if you use this. I don't know why you would ever use this. And menu cursor speed, I have this on like let's say like 45% so you can get those fast shield swaps. I mean, you could play it all the way max, but it's going to be hard to control. So I recommend this one. This might be the best thing. Now I know a lot of you have been waiting for my sensitivity. Right before we get into the ALC sensitivity, I just want to say 4:3 linear is probably the best sensitivity I ever played on. And if you've been watching the channel, you know I upload a lot of settings videos and this is by far the best one I use. but I have more fun on ALC, and we will get into that right after this. Look sensitivity is 4, ADS sensitivity is 3. My per optics I play on off. Response curve is on linear. I recommend linear if you're very experienced at the game and you want fast movement, but I might have to say classic might be better for newer players. Movement dead zone is on small because my stick drift is not as bad to where I need it on large, but if your stick drift is worse than mine, you may have to use large. Inverted look off, vibration off. Now for the ALC controls. Starting off with dead zone, my dead zone is 0% because I'm perfectly fine with controlling my stick drift. Every controller has stick drift, so if you use dead zone and you notice stick drift, don't worry because everybody has it. Outer threshold is on 4%. What this does is the higher you move this up, the less movement you need moving your stick before it's hit its extra yaw and extra pitch point, which we will go over after these settings. I normally play on a response curve of 0, but I highly recommend playing a response curve of at least 3 or 4 because that's what I've been playing on recently, and I've noticed dramatic improvements in my aim and movement. Per optic settings, I have all of these on 1.3 instead of 1x. I have this on 1.2. Now my yaw speed is 300 and my pitch speed is 300 also. I used to play on 270 for both of these, but I want to move higher and move faster in game to get better clips and better content. I recommend using a lower sensitivity, but if you want to use mine is 300. What extra yaw and pitch does is it multiplies your normal yaw and pitch to make it even faster when you hit that outer threshold point. Now for my ADS yaw speed, I play on 115, and my ADS pitch speed, I play on 91. My ADS yaw speed is higher than my ADS pitch is because I look left and right more than I look down and up. And it's easier to control recoil when your ADS pitch is slower. Same thing for my extra yaw, extra pitch. I play on 150 and 30. I have an extra pitch because is when a target is way close to me. I do not want my ADS moving slow. So if I have to keep up and speed up to them, I have that extra yaw, extra pitch. Almost forgot to say I have an ADS ramp up time also. Is what it does is when you have an extra yaw, extra pitch, it takes time for it to get to its maximum peak. My target compensation is on and my melee target compensation is off. If you play with target compensation off, that means you have 0 aim assist and you're weird for doing that. You're not cool, you're not special. But my melee target compensation is off is because when I'm next to my target, I do not want aim assist that I do not need with my melee weapon, so I can move freely. Now my display mode is full screen, my aspect ratio is 16:10, and my resolution is 17:28. This is stretch res and a custom NVIDIA one. But I recommend 1680 if you're playing console or you don't have a custom NVIDIA resolution. Field of view is 110. I know some competitive people play on 107, but I recommend 110 if you're just a casual player. Field of view ability scaling, what this does is when you're using some like Octane stem, you're going to see on the edges of your screen that your edges get bigger and you see more. So I recommend having this on for a little small advantage. Another important setting is texture streaming budget. I have this all the way down, but if you go any farther than this, your game is going to look like poo-poo. So I don't recommend turning that down, but every other setting, I recommend turning it all the way off instead of NVIDIA Reflex because that affects your responsiveness of your PC. And now for the last important setting, less than 10% of you follow my Twitch, so make sure you go show love to the Twitch because I'm probably streaming right now, and leave a like on this video. Bye.